All right, so we're at the studio with the Claremont Voodoo Society, and I wanted to take some time to introduce you guys for the demographic who doesn't necessarily know who you are. So if you could go ahead and introduce yourselves and where you come from, that'd be great. Just kind of give an idea of where you're at.
My name's Jerry O'Sullivan, and I live in downtown Pomona, down in the Arts Colony down there.
Brad Lewis, a.k.a. Lazy Brad Lewis. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I live in Anaheim, right?
I'm Cougar Estrada from Camarillo.
Roy Gernal from Claremont, California, via Houston, Texas.
So let me get this straight. Claremont Voodoo Society, but you're the only guy from Claremont?
I guess.
I live in Claremont now.
He lives in Claremont now, so okay.
And he works.
And I work in Claremont.
He drives through Claremont.
I just relocated. There's too much voodoo. I had to get out of there. I went to Pomona.
I believe you. So how did this come about? Because obviously there's a lot of experience in the room. And for a lot of cats, when they come on the scene and they see a group, I like the age range, and that's the one thing that I noticed, because with that age comes experience and a lot of knowledge. So how did this come about? How did you guys actually wind up making this work?
You know, I think, if I might be mistaken, but I think a lot of it actually sort of ties to the fact that I work at the Folk Music Center in Claremont. I met, Bill Barrett was playing a gig at the Folk Music Center with Mark Ford, great musician, and so I met Bill through him. I started playing with Bill. Bill introduced me to Brad, and I've always been a fan of Roy's other band, the Squeaking Wheels. So I knew him, knew the Squeaking Wheels, and Claremont's got a great community of musicians. I mean, everybody plays in each other's band, everybody knows each other, and so...
Although you sold me some stuff before.
I did?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I was playing the family festival out there, and I forgot a chord. I came running in looking for a chord.
Oh, okay.
Bought a chord from him.
And you and Bill came out to the open mic at the Folk Music Center, which
That's
I host,
right.
and I saw you
That's right.
play there. And then Cougar, how do we... Oh, well,
I borrowed a chord.
Yeah. And also, I met you on New Year's Eve in Claremont one night. I don't know if you remember this. It was New Year's Eve, and Stephanie where Stephanie lived on 6th Street. And you're like, hey, is there a drum around or something? And
Yeah, that's right. You were in the same apartment complex.
I wasn't living there, but Katie was, and I was friends with everybody that lived in that building.
Yeah.
Did I get too off course there? I mean...
Nah, man. I mean, what musician doesn't?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So when you guys initially formed the group, was the idea to focus on composition and putting out a new sound, or were you guys looking for a steady gig?
I think that... Anyone else want to answer that? I think
What attracted me was, the acoustic factor and the originality. There's a chance to write songs and collaborate.
How many years have you been doing your gig?
This one, or just him in
For
general?
Brad, yeah. You're a ringer. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't know, over 4 decades.
Solid.
Too bad you don't look that old.
And you're saying since the early 70s?
Yeah.
Wow. And you're pretty much the same boat as me. You're 41, right?
I'm 43.
43.
And I've been playing, I played my junior high dance when I was 13 years old, so that was 30 years ago. I played gigs before that, like backyard parties, stuff like that, where you charge 50 cents to get in the garage. But we were doing original songs back then, and we played our junior high dance in '83, so yeah.
And there's been a reformation, actually. You were back east?
Me?
If I remember
Back
correctly,
east?
yes.
No, that was,
Bill Barrett?
I think,
Another drummer. That's Ray McNamara.
Ray
And
McNamara.
it is the Claremont Voodoo Society. Sometimes Cougar has a gig that he's got to do in Santa Barbara or San Francisco or whatever he tours. Plays a lot of people, and so sometimes so that's it's kind of a fun thing because we can all cover for each other.
Right.
This is the core band right here, and this is ideal. That's why today was one of the best sets I think we've ever had. I don't know why something was right, but I think that we rode out in the car together, so we had a vibe.
and burritos.
Yeah, we had burritos. And, but Ray McNamara moved to Chicago, but he sometimes plays with us too, and also a really good drummer. And Bill Barrett is usually in the band, and he's on our record. He sings a lot of tunes and plays chromatic harmonica. He's incredible. He's touring all over Europe right now.
Seems to be the theme recently. The Bell Rays just got back. I was talking to Lisa.
They go there a lot, right? The Bell
I would
Rays?
say so, yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to besides what you do, because obviously you got your demographic. I think when you go to one of your gigs, you can see it. You have a wide range of age, which I think is a good connection. What would you say is one of the keys to longevity when it comes to being a musician? It's kind of a running joke if you're in the scene. It's like every 5 years, the core people get back together and we kind of rub elbows and say, well, who made it and who didn't? What do you think is one of the keys to longevity in doing music and writing?
Variety for me, because I just enjoy variety. I know a lot of people that really, succeeded. It was sticking with one thing, but it's hard for me to stick with one thing. I like the variety, as it shows in this band, different styles.
Staying away from drugs and alcohol.
If I had a nickel.
Running 5 miles every morning, that kind of thing creates a lot of longevity.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
Well, drugs and alcohol create a lot of problems. They make you grumpy and moody, and you end up fighting with your band members, and then things get out of control. So, yeah, it's smart. It's good advice.
I think the reason this band has stuck, why it's lasted a while this band's had good longevity, is that these guys, share their creative, songwriting between them, and all three people are bringing songs in, and so there's a good balance of, leadership, I guess, in the band. So I think that helps keep the thing cohesive.
Who are the main writers right now, out of curiosity? So when you talk about that core of the songwriting.
It'd be Brad and I hesitate to say that for a second because I haven't written anything recently, but
you have most of the original stuff.
Brad has tons of
kind of
originals,
shares.
yeah.
It's a good combination. It's hard sometimes to find that lock, where all the gears kind of click in, and it definitely works with you guys.
It's cool, yeah.
I think it translates.
Today felt really good, and most of the tunes we did today were originals, and I love playing his tunes, and I assume he likes playing my tunes. We all support each other on whoever's tune it is or whatever we try to make it count. And this is the second band I've been in where there's 2 lead singers, and I think it's really, actually Bill's usually singing too, so we have 3. But I like that, breaking it up like that. Like, I think I have a pretty good voice, I'm a pretty good singer, but after an hour, of like the same singer, you've heard, I don't know. I think it's cool to break it up and have harmonies and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things I see in the scene is you get the one singer, and all of a sudden, in the back of your head, it becomes monotone.
Yeah,
you're getting
it's
this
great, but after like the 3rd song, you feel like you've heard everything.
They're 2-hour set in 3 songs. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time for the interview, and to keep it short and sweet, we had mentioned drugs and alcohol, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this interview. Not specifically suggesting, but what advice would you give to young musicians if we discuss longevity and we discuss some of the pitfalls that can occur when you're in the scene? One thing I found with younger musicians is either A, they're doing it to be cool and be a rock star, or B, the ones that do stick with it, they find this disconnect with people that are really great players or have a lot of experience, and it's almost somewhat intimidating for them to kind of move forward musically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice for a younger songwriter or a younger musician in order to accomplish that longevity and have believability in their music?
Well, some of the best musicians, I play with a lot of younger musicians too in other projects, and some of the best musicians are sober ones. And there's no, magical, there used to be. And there, I know heroin's becoming prevalent again, and people think it's cool, but it's not. It's not, it's just not. You feel good, but it's as far as productivity, it'll just cut you right down. And a lot of drugs are like that, and then there's uppers, which you might stay up all night and think, oh, I'm going to write 100 songs tonight, and you're going to sleep for a month, So, yeah, there's always the bad side. So it's better just to, lead a healthy life, I think, to be most productive. And I like being productive. I like every day I like to get something done, I like to accomplish something every day.
What's the running deal? The money for the songwriting should break down 1/3 of the guy that writes the song, 1/3 for the person that produces it, and 1/3 for the person with the problem.